Hello and welcome to Authentic Self Guide. This is Amar, and in today's video I'd really like to speak to you about how to turn your greatest challenges into your most empowering gifts. So this is really directed towards people who have perhaps suffered from anxiety, depression, stress, or any kind of emotional suffering or pain. The first thing I would like to say that we should absolutely try to heal and overcome these conditions as best as we can. However, recently I was speaking to a very reputable psychotherapist, and he told me that on some level we'll never fully 100% heal from our trauma and pain. And at first I actually kind of felt a little bit disheartened by his comments, but in hindsight it actually allows us to accept what we've gone through and begin to reframe that in a more positive light. So the reason we'll never fully heal from it is because we have the memory of it, and that leaves an emotional residue within us. It's as though them times when we have a physical injury, it leaves a scar, it reminds us of what happened. In the same way, we'll never fully forget or heal from our emotional trauma, but that there's actually strength in that, and we can actually begin to find gifts and virtues which can empower us to become the best version of ourselves. In fact, we allow our struggle and pain to forge us into these empowering people. So a great analogy that I came up with is, imagine there's a ship in the ocean and there's a crew and a captain. See yourself as that crew and that captain. Okay, now see that this ship has found itself in a very horrific storm, and the ship is stuck in this storm for a number of years. Now that crew and the captain will have to adapt. They'll have to grow in intelligence, in strength, and learn new skills in order to just persevere through this struggle of the storm. Now, if they're able to make it out of the storm and they survive it, they will have grown as people. They'll have more strength, more intelligence. They'll actually have an edge over people who didn't go through the same experience, and they may be able to use their new gifts and attributes to perhaps help them conquer new lands or discover new treasures or broaden new horizons. But if they hadn't gone through that experience, they wouldn't have the gift that it has given them. And I actually believe struggle gives us an edge over people who haven't been through the same struggle in some respect. And this is also been seen in human history. Some of the most empowering leaders of our time went through hard times, which actually made them the people and the powerful leaders that they are today. So there's actually a book on this, but which I don't remember the name of, but one of these people was Winston Churchill, and I remember reading that he went through a very dark, depressing time in his life, which forged him into the great powerful leader that he was. So what we can begin to do is begin to find strength in what we've gone through. If you're watching this and you're living and breathing still, then you have strength that has allowed you to come through that struggle, because struggle by its very nature requires strength to go through it. You may not feel like this strength or you have strength, but you do, and it's a simple matter of reframing it and starting to use that strength in a different way. Another analogy I like to use for this is, like, imagine you've been carrying a heavy weight for a long time. Your body is adapted to that weight. It's had to grow stronger to handle it. Now, when you put that weight down, you've got this extra strength. You can use that extra strength now to perhaps build something. The strength is the same, it's just used in a different way. So if you really start to own your suffering and what you've gone through, you'll really start to find more gifts in there, not just the gift of strength. And what that does, it allows us to pay it forward to other people who are suffering. It actually allows us to become the strongest versions of ourselves. Without the suffering, we would never be able to become who we are destined to be. So it is absolutely necessary. And when we begin to reframe it in this way, we start to see it as a gift. When we see it as a gift, it actually empowers us to even pay it forward to other people who are suffering. Once we start to pay it forward and help other people, we evolve society, we evolve humanity, and that's the whole point. That is the point of the suffering. It is to help evolution. So do not think your suffering is pointless and useless. It is of the highest high, and if you didn't have the strength to go through it, you wouldn't be here going through it. But if you did get anything of value out of the video, please feel free to hit that like button. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button also, and I'll hopefully see you guys again on the next one. And remember, stop letting the ego run your life, or it will ruin your life. Stay blessed. Thank you.